Hello, my name is Melissa Simard. I live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and I love Korean food. I use it as inspiration to cook things that are local and in season here. Right now it's the end of October, so it's starting to get cold. I'm going to do a version of kimchi made with kale, which is in season right now and gets even more flavor after you've had the first frost. First you're going to cut your kale into, I guess, bite-sized pieces. Put it in a bowl, and then you put about a quarter cup of coarse salt, and you put it in, and then you're going to rub it into the kale, grind the salt in, then you're going to put it in a container that seals. Put about 3 cups of water per pound of kale. Then you're going to close it and let it sit for at least 24 hours in the brine. After 24 hours, the kale is softened a bit. It's changed texture a bit in the brine. So what we're going to do, because it's very salty, we're going to take it over to the sink, pour it in to the colander, and start rinsing it. You have to really rinse it well because there's a lot of salt, otherwise it's too salty. After you've rinsed it, let it drip dry thoroughly, or dry it off with a towel as you wish. I usually let it drip dry, but you gotta let it dry for a bit. While we let it dry, what we can do is start to chop up our other ingredients to season our kimchi. These are our whole ingredients. So this is the white turnip, the garlic, the ginger, this is green kale, garlic chives, leek, and purple kale. Some sugar, some fish sauce, a Korean hot pepper. I put a lot of ginger, so I put about a tablespoon per pound of kale. I prefer to have larger pieces of ginger so that you can kind of get a bit of bite. So I'm going to actually chop it with a knife. The most important things in kimchi is the garlic and the hot pepper, I would say. And I put about 1 tablespoon of garlic per pound of kale. So what you want to do is peel your garlic. So take off the ends and crush it just a little to get it out of the skin. Loosen it up. Mince the garlic. Next we're going to put in leek. Cut off the end. Cut off the green part. Just keep the white because the green part's too fibrous. And we're going to slice it. These are the garlic chives. You could use Chinese chives, regular chives, or garlic chives. I like the garlic chives because that's what I was given from the farm, but also because they taste like garlic. And the best kimchi to me is very garlicky. So you just chop it. You don't have to do it super fine. I like it a little chunky. Last we're going to cut the white turnip. So cut off the top. There's a lot of dirt around the stem. The little tail. And you don't have to peel them, it depends how they look. I prefer to peel them. So just peel. Okay, and then you're going to slice it. I like a thicker kimchi sauce. I don't like it just like a really watery one. So what I do is I make a mix of rice, flour, and water. I put about like 1.5 tablespoons of rice flour per pound of cabbage and about half a cup of water. And I make a sauce. So what you do is you bring it to a boil and you just give it a bit of a whisk every once in a while because it thickens really, really quickly. Once it starts to boil, it thickens really quickly. So just give it a little whisk until it becomes what we call nappe. So it kind of becomes thick and it sticks to your fork or your spoon or whatever. If you want to, you could always use something like tapioca starch or something like that if you don't want to use rice flour. See, it's already thickening, it's not even boiling. There we go. So, see, it's nappe. See, it's sticking to the fork. That's thick enough. So stop it, take it off the heat. We're going to let it cool off. We don't want to put it on our cabbage hot. So it'll take a few minutes to cool off. So we've let the kale dry off long enough, the excess water's gone. We're going to bring it over we're gonna start to mix the seasoning for our kale. So I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna get this is the rice. See, it's solidified even more. This is the rice flour and water. Put it in. Put a little bit of white turnip and leeks. Put a bit of ginger. Some garlic. Lots of garlic. Some sugar. Some garlic chives. The Korean hot pepper. Put it all in. I like it really hot, so I put it all. And the fish sauce. And then we're gonna mix up this mix really well. You can use a spoon if you want. I like to use my hand. Make sure things get really well mixed. Then we're gonna take our kale and we're gonna put it in. We're gonna massage it. Really get the flavor into the kale. Give it some love. And we're gonna put it in a warm spot. So it's going to ferment, and we're going to leave it at least 48 hours, maybe even 72 hours. So put it somewhere where it's going to keep warm. So let's say it's been 48 hours. We have our final product. Kale kimchi with white radish. Delicious. The Canadian version. My version.